Hi everyone, welcome back to your favorite show, Generation C. This is the show that tells you why the zone is the perfect read for a Tuesday. My name is Enzo Amwele. Thank you for joining me, and I'm privileged enough on this beautiful Tuesday. We'll be joined by representatives from Waka Waka Moo, who is Moses Philippus, and of course Kutsai Simbanda. They are going to tell us more about the Waka Waka Moo Kids Awards, and let's head right into the interview. Well, guys, as I said, we are here with Waka Waka Moo's representatives, and I'm glad to have you guys in the studio. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Let's dive right into the interview. Guys, can you tell us more about Waka Waka Moo? Who are you and what work and what are the projects that you guys are doing?
Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you again for having us in your studio this morning. So Waka Waka Moo initially started in 2018 as a kids television program, which was airing on NBC. But now we've become, or would like to identify as a brand, you know. And really some of the projects we've done is we've got the stationery project we're running throughout the course of this year, where we're able to actually donate stationery packs to students from underprivileged schools that couldn't afford, and we're just trying to cater for society, you know. And we also had a roadshow program where we ran it last year, and we're able to have puppet shows for kids in primary schools to couple that with what was happening on NBC. So those are just some of the small projects we have, and now we've got the Standard Bank Waka Kids Choice program happening quite soon. So that's us as a brand.
You mentioned that Waka Waka Moo was a program airing on NBC. Is it still airing on NBC?
Yes, it is.
Okay, nice, awesome. And you also mentioned the Standard Bank Waka Kids Choice Awards. That's happening very, very soon. And people are excited about it. It's all over social media and newspapers everywhere. And where was this idea found? Where was the idea born about the awards and the vision? What exactly is the dream behind the awards?
Okay, so originally when Waka Waka Moo was just founded, it was founded as a Namibian first. It was to break the barriers, because a lot of the children, they watch your Ben 10s, your Hannah Montanas, all of these Western things. Yeah. So the goal from the jump has always been to bring something to the Namibian kids that they don't have to go out of their country to go look for. So now when we look at the Waka Kids Choice Awards, it's to give the kids of Namibia a voice that they never had before. A lot of these kids look up to certain influencers, corporations that they would like to, you know, give to acknowledge by voting for, to get an award, but they never had that opportunity until now. So the dream was always to give children a platform.
Wow, I'm very, very impressed. And I understand you're the host of the Waka Kids Awards. How did that come about? How did you get that the privilege to be hosting these awards?
Well, I am one of the hosts, but again, I would consider myself lucky, and I would consider myself one of the examples of the impact that Waka Waka Moo as a movement has had. Like, the fact that I had the opportunity to be a host it should tell you enough that it is giving children opportunities, and it is giving us a platform to express ourselves.
Definitely. Diving into the awards, can you briefly explain how the nomination process worked for different categories within the awards and how the finalists were chosen?
Okay, so basically what we tried to do with the awards, again, you see, we're giving the youth the platform, the kids, yeah, we're giving them a voice. Huh? Yes. What we did is we had two segments running. So one segment is the selection of top performers by the kids, and we had segment 2, which is for the kids. So for the first segment, what would happen is we gave the kids an opportunity to nominate their top performers, top corporates, top adverts, any person or any organization that was resonating within the children's brand, anyone who put the kids first in whatever marketing they did. So that was the first segment. So they nominated through the website that we had running, and they did that through via SMS and text. And the second segment was obviously for kids, acknowledging other kids that are doing stuff in society. So that was giving an opportunity to kids to actually say, well, in my class we have this student who is very outspoken, they're very innovative, they come up with great social responsibility programs. I would like to nominate them. I would like for them to get an award. So that's the difference between the two segments, and that's how the nomination process went. But for quality assurance, we also set up a committee. That's now for the second segment, to ensure that, you know, we don't want people just nominating anyone and then, you understand. So we wanted to maintain a certain amount of quality assurance within the nominees. So that is the role of the committee, to actually say, okay, I see you nominated perhaps Martha, but Robin has actually been doing a lot more. So why don't we acknowledge Robin and Martha at the same time? So basically that's how we ran the...
That is very, very impressive. I'm actually impressed that you guys are giving a platform to the youth, which is something very rare nowadays. And I'm impressed, guys. Very cool. Good job, well done. And okay, what can you tell us about the awards to be won? What can the kids look forward to on the day of the awards?
Okay, so we have very beautiful trophies, and we also have cash prizes. And I don't want to give away too much, but for now, that's what we're looking at.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome, awesome. The awards give children and the youth an opportunity to become actively involved in, for the kids and by the kids. How important do you believe that to create such platforms for the youth, for the youth actually? Like how important do you think it is for you guys to create such a platform? Like, do you believe that the youth can actually stand up and join such platforms and, you know, express themselves and their opinions through these platforms?
Yes, I think it's very important for us to be creating more platforms such as these, and I guess that's why I wanted to pioneer such a movement, because the youth have always been at the forefront of driving change. We are very energetic. We have the energy. We have the time. And sometimes when you take away the youth's voice, that is when you find them doing things they're not supposed to be doing. We all know that during holidays is when youth start doing the most reckless behavior and stuff like that. So it's always about keeping them busy. And having a platform such as this allows them to express themselves. And if you take away the youth's voice, that's when you start seeing a lot of protests and a lot of strikes and too much violence. So this is what you do. You give them a platform and they speak. They use their voice. So basically, yeah.
We have always come to an end of our interview. Yeah, maybe any last words about the awards, anything that you guys want to add on to this discussion?
Okay, so I think the biggest thing is just these awards should serve as an example. Yes. The intention is to start a chain, because it won't work if Waka Waka Moo is the only sort of movement that's there. This should kind of start a chain reaction where a lot of different corporations or a lot of different movements are saying that, the youth are they're actually capable of being innovative, and we should be acknowledging them for that. And if we're not acknowledging them, we should at least be giving them a platform. Yeah. That's all that's requested of us, because we want to see youth prosper. In the past, especially in African culture, the voice of the youth, the voice of the children hasn't exactly always been the voice that's been endorsed the most. Yeah, so that's just the change that we want to start, hopefully.
Very true, very true. Well, guys, those were the words of Moses Philippus and Kutai, and thank you guys for coming through, man. This was very inspiring, and for giving out the message that the youth should come in front and so their voices can be heard. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. That was an insightful interview, and I'm actually glad that they came through and they spoke about how the youth should get involved in these activities and how the corporate can also assist the youth. Let's head right into our publication, which is The Zone. On our front page, we profiled Sherlyn Wakuramenwa, who talks about starting an organization that helps pregnant women and assisting them in all the needs. And so far she runs 2 projects, which is the Ben Hastings projects, where they provide clothing to the kids and also toys. They also run the Send a Child to School project, where they raise funds to send kids to schools. And then on our page 2, of course, where you can hear your voice, this is where we visited learners from Delta High School in commemoration of the Namibian Women and the International Human Rights Day. We asked them whether they think enough is being done to protect women and human rights in Namibia, and here is what they had to say.
No, because even at my age, I felt threatened and harassed by men before, men even twice as old as me. I don't think that people can understand this problem until they've actually experienced it.
My personal opinion is that it will never be enough. Women's rights will still be violated one way or another. But we can talk about it and we can encourage women to step forward about what is being done against them, so that the government can punish those who have violated the rights of innocent victims.
No, I don't think so, because women cannot walk around alone at night without feeling in danger. So every day basic human rights are being violated, and the government is doing absolutely nothing to change that.
I believe that it isn't enough because women are suffering every day. But on the other hand, even though if the government arrests every person, it wouldn't be enough because there are so many people in Namibia and jails will be full and there will be no space for the murderers or the other people that committed a crime.
Okay, so I believe that not enough is being done because women of different ages, from even old women to being adult women to being children and being babies, they get sexually harassed as well by parents or by other people that they find on the street. Not enough is being done and no one can really do anything about it.
No, in my opinion, I don't think that that enough is done for the people or specific for women. But on the other hand, the government or the demonstrations can't change anything about it because it all depends on the people and how they were brought up. And also, yeah, maybe it was normal for them to see that violence was a thing, and so they just use it as well. So it really all depends on the people and their thoughts.
Well, it's amazing to see how everyone has their own opinion in regards to public topics, if I may say. And on our page 3, we have the One Economy Foundation that took place during the week, of course, where the First Lady was the main speaker. She was basically having a fundraising dinner in support of their work towards building fair and equitable society under the theme Connect and Converse and Collaborate. Let's take a look at the video.
Look at One Economy Foundation. Maybe I can also change it and call it the One Economy Family. Is how many other Sarafias, you have Orlams, Shantes, are in this country falling through the cracks as we speak. And we need to scale up what we're doing. We're doing great work, but I wake up every morning feeling we're not doing enough because the need is much bigger than what we're doing. And I can't shake this feeling. I always try and comfort myself and say, but at least if we change one person's life, it's enough. Which is true, and I think all of you are doing that. But my suspicion is we have to scale it out. Because the social issues in this country are becoming political. And the political becomes economic. It affects all of us. Because the children who do fall through the cracks, we do meet them. We meet them at 3 o'clock in the morning in our living rooms with guns. We meet them in the shops when they're scratching through our handbags. We meet them in the riverbeds when they rape our daughters. We meet them in the nightclubs when they stab us because we stood on their white shoes. The social becomes political, becomes economic, it's our problem. So what we don't fix, we will experience in ways that we will not imagine, and we'll call them animals, we'll call them monsters, but they're not. They're a reflection of our society. They are us. They're a reflection of what we haven't done. So we're doing a lot. I can go through the numbers with you.
Memory of my primary school teacher handing me the application to the scholarship sprang to my mind. She explained what it was, and although she didn't even give me all the details, I applied. All I cared about was that it had the potential to make my future better, brighter, and somehow easier. A few months later, my mom received a call that I didn't know would change my life, a call that I didn't know would be the beginning of my new season, a call that said that I have obtained a spot in the TEP program. Ladies and gentlemen, to say that my soul was elated would be an understatement. That we as the youth have to take initiative and make a change however we can. And with incredible individuals like yourselves as our momentum, I truly believe that we can succeed. Moreover, I was recently elected as RRC of 2021. I am extremely excited for this journey of my life, and I believe that I'm going to gain valuable skills that are going to help me in my future endeavors.
Imagine getting a scholarship from Her Excellency, the First Lady of Namibia. This is a big deal. Once I heard about this opportunity, I was in it to win it. Imagine getting the scholarship and disappointing. Why would I do that? Your time, your money. Do you see it? Me, do you see it? This is what you're investing in. You're not a disappointment. We're not going to let you down. These seeds that you've planted, 10 years later, I might as well become the president. Such money is doing. Aren't you happy to see what you're doing? You are building a nation. You're building a whole generation. And I couldn't be more proud. I'm so happy because of the people who decide. We see that. And this is what we're going to do. Even though you're not reaching out to everyone in Namibia, you're sending out a message to everyone in Namibia. And for that, I'm forever, forever grateful. This opportunity has blessed me. And I'm not going to stop here. I hope not. Definitely not. You're going to be hearing more from me. And thank you, Flan, because you have been an amazing mother to all of us. Love you.
Yes, what an amazing video. And of course, on our page 4, we of course have the school page, and we were privileged enough to have one of our schools, which is Moria Preferred School, and they wrote about COVID-19 and defining discipleship. And on our page 5, we have a feature by my good colleague Marisa Stoffberg, where she writes about cyberbullying, and she touches on the point of the fear and uncertainty and division, and she also looks at characteristics of bullying and lack of accountability, and she also touches on the role of parents. And these guys should tell you why you should buy, why the zone is the perfect read on this Tuesday. You can't miss this. And of course, we move on to our page 7, where we have Star Teacher of the Week. This is Miss Mutsa Patsavakamba from Sunshine Private School. And she tells us about her journey as being a teacher, why she decided to become a teacher, and what motivates her to get up every morning. And yes, nonetheless, we have IUM on our last page. We have IUM and also the long journey of Haimbili, who was a student who was actually a learner in grade 12 and did not have enough funds to go to university. And then, of course, MTC came on board and then assisted the student. And we also have the IUM students that take off the nurses on the front line. It was an event, it was a remarkable event, of course, that it was more of a motivation towards the students, and discipline and dedication as well. Well, that was it from us today. Please do join us next time, same place. Thank you so much.